Black bears cute, lovable but also seriously dangerous. Like, share, and subscribe and ring the bell for more videos. Videos of black bears that circulate online can be hilarious. Bears have personality. They do funny things. But sometimes bears and other wild animals attack people for no clear reason. Don't ever forget that. Bear awareness education can go a long way in helping prevent bear attacks, especially keeping clean campsites, hanging food and carrying bear spray. The following roundup of 4 recent attacks, including 2 fatal attacks and 1 serious attack on a woman at Priest Lake, helps us understand the risks and responsibilities of being in bear country. Associated Press: a teen staffer at a Colorado camp fought off a bear after waking up Sunday to find the animal biting his head and trying to drag him away. The 19-year-old woke up at around 4 a.m. to a crunching sound with his head inside the mouth of the bear, which was trying to pull him out of his sleeping bag as he slept outside at Glacier View Ranch, 48 miles, 77 kilometers, northwest of Denver, Colorado. Parks and Wildlife spokeswoman Jennifer Churchill said. The teen punched and hit it, and other staffers who were sleeping nearby yelled and swatted at the bear, which eventually left, she said. The staffer, identified only as Dylan, was treated briefly at a hospital and released. The teen told KMGH-TV that the bear dragged him 10 to 12 feet before he was able to free himself. The crunching noise, I guess, was the teeth scraping against the skull as it dug in, said the teen, who teaches wilderness survival at the camp owned by the Rocky Mountain Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Dylan and the other staffers were near teepees where 12 and 13-year-old campers were sleeping. None of them were hurt. Black bears aren't usually aggressive but have attacked several people in the West in recent weeks. A woman and her dogs were attacked on Tuesday, after they apparently surprised an adult bear and her cub in a huckleberry patch in the Idaho Obi threatened with extinction. Taxonomy and evolution. Despite living in North America, American black bears are not closely related to brown bears and polar bears. Genetic studies reveal that they split from a common ancestor 5.05 million years ago. 2. American and Asian black bears are considered sister taxa and are more closely related to each other than to the other modern species of bears. According to recent studies, the sun bear is also a relatively recent split from this lineage. A small primitive bear called Ursus abstrusus is the oldest known North American fossil member of the genus Ursus, dated to 4.95 This suggests that U. abstrusus may be the direct ancestor of the American black bear, which evolved in North America. Although Wolverton and Lyman still consider U. vitabilis an apparent precursor to modern black bears, it has also been placed within U. americanus. The ancestors of American black bears and Asian black bears diverged from sun bears 4.58 The American black bear then split from the Asian black bear 4.08 The earliest American black bear fossils, which were located in Port Kennedy, Pennsylvania, greatly resemble the Asian species, though later specimens grew to sizes comparable to grizzly bears. From the Holocene to the present, American black bears seem to have shrunk in size, but this has been disputed because of problems with dating these fossil specimens. The American black bear lived during the same period as the giant and lesser short-faced bears, Arctodus simus and A. pristinus, respectively, and the Florida spectacled bear, Tremarctos floridinus. These Tremarctine bears evolved from bears that had emigrated from Asia to North America 7 to 8 ma. The giant and lesser short-faced bears are thought to have been heavily carnivorous and the Florida spectacled bear more herbivorous, while the American black bears remained arboreal omnivores, like their Asian ancestors. The American black bear's generalist behavior allowed it to exploit a wider variety of foods and has been given as a reason why, of these 3 genera, it alone survived climate and vegetative changes through the last ice age, while the other, more specialized North American predators became extinct. However, both Arctodus and Tremarctos had survived several other, previous ice ages. After these prehistoric ursids became extinct during the last glacial period 10,000 years ago, American black bears were probably the only bear present in much of North America until the migration of brown bears to the rest of the continent. Hybrids. American black bears are reproductively compatible with several other bear species and have occasionally produced hybrid offspring. According to Jack Hanna's Monkeys on the Interstate, a bear captured in Sanford, Florida, was thought to have been the offspring of an escaped female Asian black bear and a male American black bear. In 1859, an American black bear and a Eurasian brown bear were bred together in the London Zoological Gardens, but the 3 cubs that were born died before they reached maturity. In The Variation of Animals and Plants Under Domestication, Charles Darwin noted, in the 9-year report it is stated that the bears had been seen in the zoological gardens to couple freely, but previously to 1848 most had rarely conceived. In the reports published since this date 3 species have produced young hybrids. In one case, a bear shot in autumn 1986 in Michigan was thought by some to be an American black bear, grizzly bear hybrid, due to its unusually large size and its proportionately larger brain case and skull. DNA testing was unable to determine whether it was a large American black bear or a grizzly bear. Distribution and population. Historically, American black bears occupied the majority of North America's forested regions. Today, they are primarily limited to sparsely settled, forested areas. American black bears currently inhabit much of their original Canadian range, though they seldom occur in the southern farmlands of Alberta, Saskatchewan and Manitoba. They have been extinct on Prince Edward Island since 1937. The total Canadian black bear population is between 396,000 and 476,000, based on surveys taken in the mid-1990s in 7 Canadian provinces, though this estimate excludes American black bear populations in New Brunswick, the Northwest Territories, Nova Scotia and Saskatchewan. All provinces indicated stable populations of American black bears over the last decade. The current range of American black bears in the United States is constant throughout most of the Northeast and within the Appalachian Mountains almost continuously from Maine to northern Georgia, the northern Midwest, the Rocky Mountain region, the West Coast and Alaska. However, it becomes increasingly fragmented or absent in other regions. Despite this, American black bears in those areas seem to have expanded their range during the last decade, such as with recent sightings in Ohio 24, and southern Indiana, though these probably do not yet represent stable breeding populations. Sightings of itinerant American black bears in the driftless area of southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, and southwest Wisconsin are common. In the spring of 2019, biologists with the Iowa Department of Natural Resources confirmed documentation of an American black bear living year-round in woodlands near the town of Decorah in northeast Iowa, believed to be the first instance of a resident black bear in Iowa since the 1880s. Surveys taken from 35 states in the early 1990s indicate that American black bears are either stable or increasing, except in Idaho and New Mexico. The overall population of American black bears in the United States has been estimated to range between 339,000 and 465,000, though this excludes populations from Alaska, Idaho, South Dakota, Texas and Wyoming, whose population sizes are unknown. In the state of California, there are an estimated 25,035,000 American black bears, making it the largest population of the species in the contiguous United States. As of 1993, known Mexican black bear populations existed in 4 areas, though knowledge on the distribution of populations outside those areas has not been updated since 1959. Mexico is the only country where the American black bear is classified as endangered. There have been several sightings quite far away from where the American black bear is normally found, such as Union County, North Carolina and western Nebraska. Habitat. Throughout their range, habitats preferred by American black bears have a few shared characteristics. They are often found in areas with relatively inaccessible terrain, thick understory vegetation and large quantities of edible material, especially moss. The adaptation to woodlands and thick vegetation in this species may have originally been due to the American black bear having evolved alongside larger, more aggressive bear species, such as the extinct giant short-faced bear and the still-living grizzly bear, that monopolized more open habitat and the historic presence of larger predators, such as Smilodon and the American lion, that could have preyed on American black bears. Although found in the largest numbers in wild, undisturbed areas and rural regions, American black bears can adapt to surviving in some numbers in peri-urban regions, as long as they contain easily accessible foods and some vegetative coverage. In most of the contiguous United States, American black bears today are usually found in heavily vegetated mountainous areas, from 400 to 3,000 meters, 1,300 to 9,800 feet, in elevation. For American black bears living in the American Southwest and Mexico, habitat usually consists of stands of chaparral and pinyon juniper woods. In this region, bears occasionally move to more open areas to feed on prickly pear cactus. At least two distinct, prime habitat types are inhabited in the southeastern United States. American black bears in the southern Appalachian Mountains survive in predominantly oak hickory and mixed mesophytic forests. In the coastal areas of the southeast, such as Florida, the Carolinas and Louisiana, bears inhabit a mixture of flatwoods, bays and swampy hardwood sites. In the northeast part of the range, United States and Canada, prime habitat consists of a forest canopy of hardwoods such as beech, maple, birch and coniferous species. Corn crops and oak hickory mast are also common sources of food in some sections of the northeast. Small, thick swampy areas provide excellent refuge cover largely in stands of white cedar. Along the Pacific coast, redwood, Sitka spruce and hemlocks predominate as overstree cover. Within these northern forest types are early successional areas important for American black bears, such as fields of brush, wet and dry meadows, high tidelands, riparian areas and a variety of mast-producing hardwood species. The spruce fir forest dominates much of the range of the American black bear in the Rockies. Important non-forested areas here are wet meadows, riparian areas, avalanche chutes, roadsides, ferns, cider hill parks and subalpine ridgetops. In areas where human development is relatively low, such as stretches of Canada and Alaska, American black bears tend to be found more regularly in lowland regions. In parts of northeastern Canada, especially Labrador, American black bears have adapted exclusively to semi-open areas that are more typical habitat in North America for brown bears, likely due to the absence here of brown and polar bears, as well as other large carnivore species. Description: Build: the skulls of American black bears are broad, with narrow muscles and large jaw hinges. In Virginia, the total length of adult bear skulls was found to averages 262 to 317 mm, 10.3 to 12.5 in. Across its range, the greatest skull length for the species has been reportedly measured from 23.5 to 35 cm, 9.3 to 13.8 in. Females tend to have slenderer and more pointed faces than males. Their claws are typically black or grayish-brown. The claws are short and rounded, being thick at the base and tapering to a point. Claws from both hind and front legs are almost identical in length, though the foreclaws tend to be more sharply curved. The paws of the species are relatively large, with a rear foot length of 13.7 to 22.5 cm, 5.4 to 8.9 in, which is proportionately larger than other medium-sized bear species, but much smaller than the paws of large adult brown, and especially polar, bears. The soles of the feet are black or brownish and are naked, leathery and deeply wrinkled. The hind legs are relatively longer than those of Asian black bears. The vestigial tail is usually 4.8 inches, 120 millimeters, long. The ears are small and rounded and are set well back on the head. American black bears are highly dexterous, being capable of opening screw-top jars and manipulating door latches. They also have great physical strength. They have been known to turn over flat-shaped rocks weighing 310 to 325 pounds, 141 to 147 kilograms, by flipping them over with a single foreleg. They move in a rhythmic, sure-footed way and can run at speeds of 25 to 30 miles per hour, 40 to 48 kilometers per hour. American black bears have good eyesight and have been proven experimentally to be able to learn visual color discrimination tasks faster than chimpanzees and just as fast as domestic dogs. They are also capable of rapidly learning to distinguish different shapes such as small triangles, circles and squares. Size: American black bear weight tends to vary according to age, sex, health and season. Seasonal variation in weight is very pronounced. In autumn, their pre-den weight tends to be 30% higher than in spring, when black bears emerge from the air dens. American black bears on the East Coast tend to be heavier on average than those on the West Coast, although American black bears follow Bergmann's rule, and bears from the Northwest are often slightly heavier than the bears from the Southeast. Adult males typically weigh between 57 to 250 kilograms, 126 to 551 pounds, while females weigh 33% less at 41 to 170 kilograms, 90 to 375 pounds. In the state of California, studies have indicated that the average mass is 86 kilograms, 190 pounds, in adult males and 58 kilograms, 128 pounds, in adult females. Adult American black bears in Yukon Flats National Wildlife Refuge in east-central Alaska were found to average 87.3 kilograms, 192 pounds, in males and 63.4 kilograms, 140 pounds, in females, whereas on Kuiu Island in southeast Alaska, where nutritious salmon are readily available, adult American black bears averaged an estimated 115 kilograms, 254 pounds. In Great Smoky Mountains National Park, adult males averaged 112 kilograms, 247 pounds, and adult females averaged 47 kilograms, 104 pounds, one study. In one of the largest studies on regional body mass, bears in British Columbia averaged 73.7 kilograms, 162 pounds, in 89 females and 103.1 kilograms, 227 pounds, in 243 males. In Yellowstone National Park, a population study found that adult males averaged 119 kilograms, 262 pounds, and adult females averaged 67 kilograms, 148 pounds. Black bears in north-central Minnesota averaged 69.9 kilograms, 154 pounds, in 163 females and 124.95 kilograms, 275 pounds, in 77 males. In New York, the two sexes reportedly average 135 kilograms, 298 pounds, and 74 kilograms, 163 pounds, respectively. It was found in Nevada and Lake Tahoe region that black bears closer to urban regions were significantly heavier than their arid country-dwelling counterparts, with males near urban areas averaging 138 kilograms, 304 pounds, against wildland males which averaged 115.5 kilograms, 255 pounds, whereas peri-urban females averaged 97.9 kilograms, 216 pounds, against the average of 65.2 kilograms, 144 pounds, in wildland ones. In Waterton Lakes National Park, Alberta, adults reportedly averaged 125 to 128 kilograms, 276 to 282 pounds. Adults typically range from 120 to 200 centimeters, 47 to 79 in head and body length, and 70 to 105 centimeters, 28 to 41 in shoulder height. The typically small tail is 7.7 to 17.7 centimeters, 3.0 to 7.0 in long. Although they are the smallest bear species in North America, large males exceed the size of other bear species, except the brown bear and the polar bear. The biggest wild American black bear ever recorded was a male from New Brunswick, shot in November 1972, that weighed 409 kilograms, 902 pounds, after it had been dressed, meaning it weighed an estimated 500 kilograms, 1,100 pounds, in life and measured 2.41 meters, 7.9 feet, long. Another notably outsized wild American black bear, weighing in at 408 kilograms, 899 pounds. In total, was the cattle killer shot in December 1921 on the Moqui Reservation in Arizona. 55 page needed. The record-sized American black bear from New Jersey was shot in Morris County December 2011 and scaled 376.5 kilograms, 830 pounds. Even larger, the most massive American black bear recorded in Pennsylvania, one of 6 weighing over 363 kilograms, 800 pounds, shot in the last 15 years in the state, weighed in at 399 kilograms, 880 pounds, and was shot in November 2010 in Pike County. The North American Bear Center, located in Ely, Minnesota, is home to the world's largest captive male and female American black bears. Ted, the male, weighed 431 to 453.5 kilograms, 950 to 1,000 pounds, in the fall of 2006. Honey, the female, weighed 219.6 kilograms, 484 pounds, in the fall of 2007. 59 in the state of California, studies have indicated that the average mass is 86 kilograms, 190 pounds, in adult males and 58 kilograms, 128 pounds, in adult females. Adult American black bears in Yukon Flats National Wildlife Refuge in east central Alaska were found to average 87.3 kilograms, 192 pounds, in males and 63.4 kilograms, 140 pounds, in females, whereas on Kuiu Island in southeast Alaska, where nutritious salmon are readily available, adult American black bears averaged an estimated 115 kilograms, 254 pounds. In Great Smoky Mountains National Park, adult males averaged 112 kilograms, 247 pounds, and adult females averaged 47 kilograms, 104 pounds, one study. 45. In one of the largest studies on regional body mass, bears in British Columbia averaged 73.7 kilograms, 162 pounds, in 89 females and 103.1 kilograms, 227 pounds, in 243 males. In Yellowstone National Park, a population study found that adult males averaged 119 kilograms, 262 pounds, and adult females averaged 67 kilograms, 148 pounds. 47. Black bears in north-central Minnesota averaged 69.9 kilograms, 154 pounds, in 163 females and 124.95 kilograms, 275 pounds, in 77 males. In New York, the two sexes reportedly average 135 kilograms, 298 pounds, and 74 kilograms, 163 pounds, respectively. It was found in Nevada and Lake Tahoe region that black bears closer to urban regions were significantly heavier than their arid country-dwelling counterparts, with males near urban areas averaging 138 kilograms, 304 pounds, against wildland males which averaged 115.5 kilograms, 255 pounds, whereas peri-urban females averaged 97.9 kilograms, 216 pounds, against the average of 65.2 kilograms, 144 pounds, in wildland ones. In Waterton Lakes National Park, Alberta, adults reportedly averaged 125 to 128 kilograms, 276 to 282 pounds. Adults typically range from 120 to 200 centimeters, 47 to 79 in head and body length, and 70 to 105 centimeters, 28 to 41 in shoulder height. The typically small tail is 7.7 to 17.7 centimeters, 3.0 to 7.0 in long. Although they are the smallest bear species in North America, large males exceed the size of other bear species, except the brown bear and the polar bear. The biggest wild American black bear ever recorded was a male from New Brunswick, shot in November 1972, that weighed 409 kilograms, 902 pounds, after it had been dressed, meaning it weighed an estimated 500 kilograms, 1,100 pounds, in life and measured 2.41 meters, 7.9 feet, long. Another notably outsized wild American black bear, weighing in at 408 kilograms, 899 pounds, in total, was the cattle killer shot in December 1921 on the Moqui Reservation in Arizona. The record-sized American black bear from New Jersey was shot in Morris County December 2011 and scaled 376.5 kilograms, 830 pounds. Even larger, the most massive American black bear recorded in Pennsylvania, one of 6 weighing over 363 kilograms, 800 pounds, shot in the last 15 years in the state, weighed in at 399 kilograms, 880 pounds, and was shot in November 2010 in Pike County. The North American Bear Center, located in Ely, Minnesota, is home to the world's largest captive male and female American black bears. Ted, the male, weighed 431 to 453.5 kilograms, 950 to 1,000 pounds, in the fall of 2006. Honey, the female, weighed 219.6 kilograms, 484 pounds, in the fall of 2007. Pelage, the fur is soft, with dense underfur and long, coarse, thick guard hairs. The fur is not as shaggy or coarse as that of brown bears. American black bear skins can be distinguished from those of Asian black bears by the lack of a white blaze on the chest and hairier footpads. Despite their name, American black bears show a great deal of color variation. Individual coat colors can range from white, blonde, cinnamon, light brown or dark chocolate brown to jet black, with many intermediate variations existing. Silvery gray American black bears with a blue luster, this is found mostly on the flanks, occur along a portion of coastal Alaska and British Columbia. White to cream-colored American black bears occur in the coastal islands and the adjacent mainland of southwestern British Columbia. Albino specimens have also been recorded. Black coats tend to predominate in moist areas such as Maine, New York, Tennessee, Michigan and western Washington. Approximately 70% of all American black bears are black, though only 50% of American black bears in the Rocky Mountains are black. Many American black bears in northwestern North America are cinnamon, blonde or light brown in color and thus may sometimes be mistaken for grizzly bears. Grizzly, and other types of brown bears can be distinguished by their shoulder hump, larger size and broader, more concave skull. In his book The Great Bear Almanac, Gary Brown summarized the predominance of black or brown, blonde specimens by location, behavior and life history. American black bears have better eyesight and hearing than humans. Their keenest sense is their sense of smell, which is about 7 times more sensitive than a domestic dog's. American black bears are excellent and strong swimmers, swimming for pleasure and to feed, largely on fish. They regularly climb trees to feed, escape enemies and hibernate. 4 of the 8 modern bear species are habitually arboreal, the most arboreal species, the American and Asian black bears and the sun bear, being fairly closely related. Their arboreal abilities tend to decline with age. They may be active at any time of the day or night, although they mainly forage by night. American black bears living near human habitations tend to be more extensively nocturnal, while those living near brown bears tend to be more extensively diurnal. American black bears tend to be territorial and non-gregarious in nature. However, at abundant food sources, for example spawning salmon or garbage dumps, they may congregate and dominance hierarchies form, with the largest, most powerful males dominating the most fruitful feeding spots. They mark their territories by rubbing their bodies against trees and clawing at the bark. Annual ranges held by mature male American black bears tend to be very large, though there is some variation. On Long Island off the coast of Washington, ranges average 5 square miles, 13 square kilometers, whereas on the Ungava Peninsula in Canada ranges can average up to 1,000 square miles, 2,600 square kilometers, with some male bears traveling as far as 4,349 square miles, 11,260 square kilometers, at times of food shortages. American black bears may communicate with various vocal and non-vocal sounds. Tongue clicking and grunting are the most common sounds and are made in cordial situations to conspecifics, offspring and occasionally humans. During times of fear or nervousness, bears may moan, huff or blow air. Warning sounds include jaw clicking and lip popping. In aggressive interactions, American black bears produce deep-throated pulsing sounds. Cubs may squeal, bawl or scream when in distress and make a motor-like humming sound when comfortable or nursing. American black bears often mark trees using their teeth and claws as a form of communication with other bears, a behavior common to many species of bears. Reproduction and development: sows usually produce their first litter at the age of 3 to 5 years, with those living in more developed areas tending to get pregnant at younger ages. The breeding period usually occurs in the June to July period, though it can extend to August in the species' northern range. The breeding period lasts for 2 to 3 months. Both sexes are promiscuous. Males try to mate with several females, but large, dominant ones may violently claim a female if another mature male comes near. Sows tend to be short-tempered with their mates after copulating. The fertilized eggs undergo delayed development and do not implant in the female's womb until November. The gestation period lasts 235 days and litters are usually born in late January to early February. Litter size is between 1 and 6 cubs, typically 2 or 3. At birth, cubs weigh 280 to 450 grams, 0.62 to 0.99 pounds, and measure 20.5 centimeters, 8.1 in length. They are born with fine, gray, down-like hair and their hindquarters are underdeveloped. They typically open their eyes after 28 to 40 days and begin walking after 5 weeks. Cubs are dependent on their mother's milk for 30 weeks and will reach independence at 16 to 18 months. At the age of 6 weeks, they attain 900 grams, 2.0 pounds. By the age of 8 weeks they reach 2.5. The cat would have the advantage if it ambushed the bear, killing it with a crushing bite to the back of the skull. American black bear cubs tend to be more vulnerable to predation than adults. Known predators of bear cubs have included bobcats, coyotes, cougars, gray wolves, brown bears and other bears of their own species. Many of these will stealthily snatch small cubs right from under the sleeping mother. There is a single record of a golden eagle snatching a yearling cub. Once out of hibernation, mother bears may be able to fight off most potential predators. Even cougars will be displaced by an angry mother bear if they are discovered stalking the cubs. Flooding of dens after birth may also occasionally kill newborn cubs. However, in current times, American black bear fatalities are overwhelmingly attributable to human activities. Seasonally, tens of thousands of American black bears are hunted legally across North America, with many more being illegally poached or trapped. Auto collisions also may claim many American black bear lives annually. Hibernation: American black bears were once not considered true or deep hibernators, but because of discoveries about the metabolic changes that allow American black bears to remain dormant for months without eating, drinking, urinating or defecating, most biologists have redefined mammalian hibernation as specialized, seasonal reduction in metabolism concurrent with scarce food and cold weather. American black bears are now considered highly efficient hibernators. The physiology of American black bears in the wild is closely related to that of bears in captivity. Understanding the physiology of bears in the wild is vital to the bear's success in captivity. The bears enter their dens in October and November, although in the southernmost areas of their range, that is Florida, Mexico, the southeastern United States, only pregnant females and mothers with yearling cubs will enter hibernation. Prior to that time, they can put on up to 14 kilograms, 30 pounds, of body fat to get them through the several months during which they fast. Hibernation in American black bears typically lasts 3 to 8 months, depending on regional climate. Hibernating American black bears spend their time in hollowed-out dens in tree cavities, under logs or rocks, in banks, caves, or culverts and in shallow depressions. Although naturally made dens are occasionally used, most dens are dug out by the bear itself. Females have been shown to be pickier in their choice of dens in comparison to males. During their time in hibernation, an American black bear's heart rate drops from 40 to 50 beats per minute to 8 beats per minute, and the metabolic rate can drop to a quarter of the bear's non-hibernating basal metabolic rate, BMR. These reductions in metabolic rate and heart rate do not appear to decrease the bear's ability to heal injuries during hibernation. Their circadian rhythm stays intact during hibernation. This allows the bear to sense the changes in the day based on the ambient temperature caused by the sun's position in the sky. It has also been shown that ambient light exposure and low disturbance levels, that is to say, wild bears in ambient light conditions, directly correlate with their activity levels. The bear keeping track of the changing days allows it to awaken from hibernation at the appropriate time of year to conserve as much energy as possible. The hibernating American black bear does not display the same rate of muscle and bone atrophy relative to other non-hibernatory animals that are subject to long periods of inactivity due to ailment or old age. A hibernating American black bear loses approximately half the muscular strength compared to that of a well-nourished, inactive human. The bear's bone mass does not change in geometry or mineral composition during hibernation, which implies that the bear's conservation of bone mass during hibernation is due to a biological mechanism. During hibernation, American black bears retain all excretory waste, leading to the development of a hardened mass of fecal material in the colon known as a fecal plug. A special hormone, leptin, is released into the bear's systems to suppress appetite. The retention of waste during hibernation, specifically in minerals such as calcium, may play a role in the bear's resistance to atrophy. The body temperature of the American black bear does not drop significantly, like other mammalian hibernators, staying around 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and they remain somewhat alert and active. If the winter is mild enough, they may wake up and forage for food. Females also give birth in February and nurture their cubs until the snow melts. During winter, American black bears consume 25 to 40% of their body weight. The foot pads peel off while they sleep, making room for new tissue. Many of the physiological changes in American black bear exhibits during hibernation are retained slightly post-hibernation. Upon exiting hibernation, bears retain a reduced heart rate and basal metabolic rate. The metabolic rate of a hibernating bear will remain at a reduced level for up to 21 days after hibernation. After emerging from their winter dens in spring, they wander their home ranges for 2 weeks so that their metabolism accustoms itself to the activity. In mountainous areas, they seek southerly slopes at lower elevations for forage and move to northerly and easterly slopes at higher elevations as summer progresses.